So let's link up with one of our very good friends of the show. He's known as Eric Njiru. He's standing by in Morocco, and he's been there covering that tournament so far. And Eric Njiru, good morning, if you can hear me.
Good morning, Wycliffe.
Yes, there you go. Now, you've been on the ground in Morocco. How would you maybe sum up AFCON 2025 so far in terms of organization, quality of football, and intensity so far?
Well, in terms of organization, this place looks like we are watching the Euros. Honestly, listen, I've been to the Club World Cup in the last couple of months, and now here in Morocco for the AFCON, I can say Morocco has put up a really good show in terms of organizing. The transport network, which is a key part of the tournament, has been moving quite well. I mean, the fans, the fan zones, the stadiums themselves, because these stadiums are being prepared for the World Cup in 2030, which Morocco will co-host with Spain and Portugal. So everything they're doing, they've got their eyes set on that tournament that is 5 years from now. And honestly, this has been probably one of the best AFCONs. Yesterday, we spoke to Mohamed Salah, who said he's satisfied with everything that has been done here. The Cameroonian coach, after they were beaten by Morocco 2 days ago, he said they were very okay. They are very happy with the situation, the way things are moving in Morocco. So I think the tournament itself has been quite good. The only thing that has not worked for them properly has been the weather. Like you see, it's really cold. It's cold, especially for Kenya, because it's been raining every 5 or 10 minutes. But I think we can watch football in every weather. People don't care, they're football fans. And in terms of football, the quality has been quite good. If you compare the last couple of editions of AFCONs and now, football's been improving. Back then, we used to see where players sit back, I mean, 5 defenders. Right now, people are attacking football. If you look at the teams, most of them also playing 4-3. They want to go there, create chances. Algeria have been knocked out, but they scored loads of goals. Nigeria have scored, I think, the most goals. So football has been quite enjoyable. We don't really have those dull and boring matches, which is good, honestly, because you can sit through the 90 minutes watching football for me, and that's what we enjoy.
Maybe, Njiru, are there any clear lessons maybe for the future AFCONs, especially Kenya that is preparing for the AFCON 2027? What clear lessons can you maybe give the country in terms of organization and, of course, how to treat the fans who will be coming in?
Well, first of all, I think we have to start with that system in the stadium that ensures even if it rains, the water doesn't remain in the stadium. I think it's called sub-air technology, which Morocco brought, and it's worked quite well because it's been raining every single day, but no game that has been stopped. So most of the stadiums have to be covered, apart from the one in Casablanca, which is probably the cathedral of football. That is one thing. Number two, transport is key, transport network. I think we need to do a lot with organizing how fans move, because most of the countries that have hosted these tournaments, like now Morocco, the US, they've got a good little network. Well, Ivory Coast, who were there last time out, but they did not have that real network. Even in Kenya, I don't think we have a real connection to Kasarani, to Nyayo, and the new stadium. But I do think if we can connect, especially to the new stadium, Atlanta Stadium, that would be good for the fans movement, because these fans, imagine 60,000 fans arriving at the same time or leaving at the same time, it would be a crisis. So I think transport should be a key thing, obviously, and improving things like the hotels, making sure the houses are available to ensure the fans have a good stay in your country.
And maybe lastly from me, we can maybe give us your lowdown as far as the semi-finals are concerned. That is Nigeria versus Morocco, Egypt versus Senegal. What's your take?
Well, first of all, these games, the way they have been paired is that so far, everyone that we expected to go through has gone through. People playing some really good football. I expected Egypt to beat Ivory Coast, which they did. I expect Morocco to win that game, which they did. Now, the semis, all these 4 teams have a chance to win these semis, to go through and even to win the final. However, like we know in Africa, when you play at home, you have a very big advantage. What people have been saying, one of the reasons now to win AFCON, looks like you have to host stage for you to win it. I don't know whether that's going to happen to us in 2027, but look, Morocco have got a very big advantage. They have 60,000 fans here at the Prince Moulay Stadium here in Rabat. That is where they swallowed Cameroon in the last game, because Cameroon played well against South Africa, but they were condensed. They never created any big chance in the first half in the last game, and that is why Morocco were able to control the game properly. From there, they beat Nigeria in their game, and then Egypt, Senegal. That is a battle of stars. Honestly, it's really hard to call that one. I like Salah, but I do think Senegal somehow have more stars than them. But on the other side, it's AFCON, and big moments come through for you, and Egypt may come through on that one. But I am tipping Egypt to go through on that semi-final. So the final for me will be Morocco versus Egypt. Honestly, because they are at home, I think now that one will be hard to call Morocco versus Egypt. But that Mohamed Salah, they have Mamouche, and Mohamed Salah is picking up now, especially after having that not so good couple of weeks before coming here to the AFCON. But for me, the final should be Morocco, Egypt.
Thank you very much, Eric Njiru from Morocco, just giving us a lowdown on how the preparations have been as far as the AFCON 2025 is concerned, and what lessons maybe Kenya can draw ahead of the AFCON 2027 as one of the host nations, as a co-host of that particular tournament. Thank you very much, Eric. We'll link with you up maybe later on, maybe next week. We'll see how that goes.
Thank you. It's great to see you.
Indeed. Now, let's want to cross over to Zita Jimoy, who's on the other side of the studio, that is on the touch screen, to just tell us, in terms of money, how much are these teams making? Of course, the prize money for the winner was increased by around 43%. Let's see how much that will translate in terms of USD, and how much the winner and all the other teams that participated will take home. Zita, over to you.
Thank you so much, Orandi. Of course, I'll be breaking down on how the money are going to be divided. Of course, 32 million USD. They will be divided in different categories, different teams. Let's start with the winners. With the winners, they're going home with 10 million USD. That is dollars. That is because after all the bonus coming together, of course, it's 7 million, but additional of all the bonus from the group stages and everything, they will be going home with the 10 million. The second place, of course, they will be going home with $4 million. And then in the semis, that is the team that are in the semis now, if they're wakipigwa saizi kwa semis, ama team ambazo ziko kwa semis, they will be going home with $2.5 million each. As we come to the quarter, teams that were in the quarterfinals, but they were walitolewa wakatumwa nyumbani, of course, they will be going home with $1.3 million. These include, I think, if I'm not wrong, Tanzania were here at the quarter, so wameenda nyumbani na 1.3 million USD. And then round of 16, Tanzania were at the round of 16. I think the team that were in the quarters, of course, Ivory Coast, and other teams that went home, of course, Algeria, they're going home with the $1.3 million. Round of 16, of course, here is where Tanzania comes in. Tanzania, walifika round of 16, of course, they went home with 800,000 USD. That is dollars. That is in East Africa, of course, we had Tanzania that reached there. Of course, coming here, best third place teams, of course, they went home with the 700,000 USD each. And then the remaining teams, of course, walisema kuwa when you participate in the AFCON, venye ulifika tu hivi, you were having in your pocket, you had 500 USD that you took home. So every team that is participated in the AFCON 2025 that is still going on in Morocco, they went home with something. Hawakuacha mkono tupu. But again, we are still waiting for the semis, which will be played on Wednesday, and Senegal will be facing Egypt, and again Morocco will be facing Nigeria ambayo saizi sasa iko na hype because after reaching in the semis. So we will be waiting to see which team will be in the finals on Wednesday. That the game will be at 7 p.m. and another game will be at 10 p.m. So back to you, Orandi.
Thank you very